So the Department of Justice is suing Elon Musk and SpaceX for allegedly not hiring illegals and asylum seekers over Americans. Like, let that sink in for a minute, right? The Department of Justice is suing or prosecuting one of the most influential, positive people that America has, that's always trying to make humans' lives better all throughout the world. And the Biden administration wants to sue him and incarcerate him because he's not hiring illegals over American citizens. I mean, Joe Biden, you're just a piece of garbage. Merrick Garland, you're a communist piece of garbage. That's what you are. So let's get into this. The Justice Department is suing SpaceX, accusing the Elon Musk funded company of discriminating against refugees and asylum seekers in the hiring process. The department alleges in the lawsuit filed Thursday that between September 2018 and May 2022, SpaceX violated the Immigration and Nationality Act by discouraging refugees and asylum recipients to apply for available positions in their marketing materials, rejecting or refusing to hire them, and hiring only U.S. citizens and permanent residents. Wow, this is like insanity. So now Joe Biden wants you, right? So if they'll do this to Elon Musk, they'll do it to anybody. They'll do it to anybody. You could own a hot dog stand. If they'll do it to him, they'll do it to anybody. So let's get this straight. Let's think about what I'm saying. You know, instead of just calling me a racist and all these things that people like to say. So in your business now, you have to hire illegals over American citizens, or our government will come after you and sue you and try to incarcerate you. Now, my question is, do you think any other government in the world would do this to its own people if Americans went over there to live? They wouldn't give a shit about Americans. In any other countries put their people first all the time. Is anybody calling them racist? Of course not. It's only racist when Americans put Americans first. When when you have a president like Trump who puts Americans first, that's racist. Every country in the world has a border. It's not racist. But if America has a border, it's racist. Let that sink in for a minute. Every single country in the world has a border. And if you go into that country illegally, there are severe consequences. You're immediately going to prison. America is the only country in the world where if you have a border, it's racist. And not only is it racist, but we welcome the lawbreakers here, right? We give them housing, we give them food, we give them health care, we give them free phones, we give them free cars, all the American taxpayers back. So let that sink in. SpaceX also falsely claimed it could not hire non-U.S. citizens because the export control laws, the Justice Department said. In a reply posted to X, formerly known as Twitter, Musk called the lawsuit yet another case of weaponization of the DOJ for political purposes. That's exactly what it is, right? Anybody that doesn't bend to the liberal insanity agenda is targeted, right? Elon Musk has said things that go against the liberal narrative over and over and over again. You know, we have a space program in our military, and Joe Biden has never once had Elon Musk go and give his 2 cents or input on to what goes on there. Let that sink in. You know why? Because Joe's fragile, and he can't have anybody there that disagrees with him. You know, like the typical liberal. They all believe in freedom of speech until you disagree with them. Then you're all types of things. So liberals at this point, everything that they do, they blame on conservatives, right? They're racist. They blame conservatives for racism, excuse me. They act like communists. They don't want any person to have an opposing view or an opposing idea. And if you do and you're powerful, they'll have you locked up. They'll send the IRS after you. They'll send the DOJ after you. They'll try to ruin your life. They'll try to ruin your business. But meanwhile, that's what they say that conservatives, everything that they say that conservatives do, liberals are actually doing. So this is just another example of the liberal insanity that we are supposed to hire illegal aliens and people that haven't been vetted over American citizens to handle some of the most sensitive, secrets and machinery on the planet. Sounds like a great idea, Joe. Keep up the great work. Let me make sure I'm saying his name right. Yeah, it's Merrick Garland, the United States Attorney General. This guy's a total communist piece of garbage, right? Anytime the Biden crime family wants to go after somebody, they sick Merrick Garland after you. He's a weasel. He's a communist. He should go live in Cuba and Afghanistan. Take your pick. Or how about North Korea? Because that's what goes on in those countries. And this is Joe Biden's little pit bull. And when you look at this little worm, this little maggot, this little communist, that's what he is. He's a weasel. And if you take one good look at him, you know he's a weasel. Oh man, I'll tell you, at this point, it's just absolutely disgusting. I feel like I'm living in an alternate sick parallel universe where now the government is going to come to your business and dictate to you that you need to hire illegals over American citizens. Remember to subscribe to Fortis Money.